Yeah, always fun when you get a guy on here that you covered, and there's a lot of Bay Area roots, and he's not limping. He's not. He looks like he's feeling good about things. The Hall of Famer Tim Brown got the jacket on too, huh? Tim,
Yes, sir.
Is
Yes,
that part
sir.
of the deal? All kidding aside, that they want you to wear the Hall of Fame jacket
Yeah,
when
I
you
mean,
represent a company.
Yeah, an event like this, might
Yeah.
as well, So it was. Believe me, I don't have a problem putting it on.
I was going to
So-
say, you look good in it. Did you ever doubt the day would come where you would get it? Because you waited. You waited a
Well,
little while.
Everybody told me once I made the top 15 that would eventually happen. But I can tell you that going into the vote last year, with Marvin Harrison being out there, I told my wife, I said, look, that morning I told her, I said, if they put Marvin in today before me, then it's going to be a while. I mean, we can take this thing off the calendar because it may be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
And
years.
why was that?
Well, because you had all these other guys coming up. You got T.O. coming up. You got Randy Moss coming up. You got, Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt. You got all these guys. So if they put me behind one guy, then why wouldn't they do it for the other guys? So that was my thinking going into it. But so I can't say I didn't think the day would never come. But at the same time, you just never know. You just never know what could possibly happen in this vote.
Does life really change for you? Because I've heard some guys say, hey, once I made the Hall of Fame, my life did change. Anytime I walk around, sign my name or something like that. Did life,
well,
because you were busy with other things,
yes,
too.
I was busy, and I think what has happened for me is I've become busier, and those things that I had going on are all of a sudden now being magnified. So now that those guys who I was trying to be partners with, all of a sudden want to be partners with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have a lot of things like that happening, and the last 6 months have really been incredible. And so we're trying to make some things happen away from football per se, but at the same time, it's because of football that I'm able to do these things.
Hall of Fame wide receiver Tim Brown with us. We're down here at Radio Row at Moscone Center, and I did a thing with Tim a month ago or so with Thuzio, the business club, and just doing reading about Tim's career. I thought it was interesting. He played with Chester McLaughlin, the late Chester McLaughlin, and Chester introduced Tim to his wife.
Yeah.
And obviously, you guys got a beautiful family with 4 kids.
Yep.
And so Chester, the late Chester McLaughlin, had a profound impact on you.
Well,
And he didn't like you at first,
No,
right?
no.
That's the story?
I called him. I didn't call him ignorant. I told him he couldn't be ignorant to the situation.
About the Players Union,
Yeah,
right?
and all he's heard was ignorant in me. And,
Oh, man.
And and it's so wild because Chester and I end up being, best of friends. We spoke 4 times a week. If I came close to California, I got a chance. I made a way to see him, and same if he came to Texas. And I used to joke with him all the time and say, "You were put on this earth for me to meet, to introduce me to my wife." And so when he passed away, that really became, more than just, something that I said, but I really believed that he was an angel from God. Now, everybody said Chester, angel, those two don't go together.
Yeah,
but,
seriously.
But certainly, the relationship we had and the man that I knew, I would certainly put him in that category.
What we're talking about, late greats. The story always on you. You were one of the few guys that ever challenged Al Davis. Most of the guys, hey, you're right, Al. Love the sweatsuit. How are you? But you were one of the few guys that ever took him on. And when I say took him on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did that work where you weren't afraid of him? I'm always interested.
Gary, I never went to him because of Tim Brown. I never went to him and said, I need more money, I need more catches.
Yeah.
It was always about the team. It was always about the team feels this way, the team don't like this, or, we need to do this as a team. It was never about me. So I always felt like if I was going to be the captain, I had to be the one to speak up. And when things weren't right, even if I had to go to the big guy, because sometimes you went to the coach, and the coach was like, hey, dude, I'm trying to. I can't do anything.
Did that hurt the team, though, is that in your position you could go right past the coach?
No, I would never go
Yeah.
past the coach. I would always go
Okay.
through the coach and make sure that the coach knew what was going on. If the coach couldn't handle it, then I had to go to the next level.
Yeah.
So
Was he receptive to you?
absolutely, absolutely, he was. But some things we're going to agree to disagree on, and you walk out the office and not knowing if you changed anything or not. But at the same time, at least he knows the heartbeat of the team. You know?
Tim Brown, of course, played football his whole life, and I'm just, you're sitting there, you win the Heisman Trophy, you're playing at Notre Dame, first-round draft choice, this incredible career. You finally get your shot in the Super Bowl, and it's John Gruden and the Buccaneers, and a day that I'm sure you'd like to forget. Do you think about playing in the ultimate game often?
Oh yeah. I mean, you do. I mean, look, I played 27 years of football going back to junior high school. I had one chance at a world championship, at a championship of any sort at any level. And so that's the day I'll never forget. It didn't go the way we want, but at the same time, I had an opportunity, man. And there are a lot of guys who play this game for a long time and never get a shot to play. I mean, I think the great Dan Marino, I don't know if he ever played in one or not.
Yeah, one against the 49ers.
Oh, he did play in one,
Stanford.
But, look, the fact of the matter is that's why you play the game, is to have that shot. And, I had the shot, didn't go the way we wanted, like I said, but I'll never look at that day and go, oh, man, I wish we never, absolutely not. I mean, that's a lot of things went wrong before that game. And
Barrett Robbins, that whole thing with Barrett Robbins.
It was just, you can't go into a game like that without one of your top guns. You can't do it. And we thought we could. We thought we were that good, but it showed up that we weren't.
Yeah, Tim Brown is a guest, one of the all-time great Raiders, not to mention a member of the Hall of Fame. I'm curious. The topic now is having your kids play football, the concussion things in the front. You have sons or daughters?
I have 2 sons, 2 daughters.
Do they play?
My oldest son is a nurse, and so he's way past all that. My 13-year-old son, his school does not have football. He's at a real small private school, but if they had it, he would play.
He would.
I'm not. Look, the way he plays basketball, baseball, even runs track. He could get a concussion the way he plays those sports. So
because you got out of it clean. That's what I was telling Tim off the air. You don't, and yet you see some guys that the rest of their life. You can tell an old football player, and it's somewhat sad.
Yeah, Gary, I believe this. So I really believe the guys who I've been around who are struggling are all guys who have issues other than just playing the game of football. And that's the one thing the league doesn't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about alcohol because, one of their biggest sponsors is an alcohol company. So they don't want to talk about the things that players could possibly do to help themselves because they don't want to get into the personal lives of players, which I think is ridiculous because knowing some of these families, I know that if they went to the families and got the real story, the families would tell the stories.
Is that the players' union, though? Sometimes the union's at fault for saying don't mess with our guys?
No, I don't think in that particular case because the NFL has not even approached the players about this stuff. And look, if we want to get the truth out to America and to younger kids, we need to tell the whole story. And you're not going to tell me that if you play this game and you don't drink and you don't smoke, that it's not going to help you in the long run.
So that's worse to you than concussions.
I think
these guys don't take care of themselves.
The combination is horrible. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I told some young kids, I spoke at the New Orleans Bowl, and I told these young kids, look, don't think that you can smoke weed and drink alcohol and play this game and come out of it a normal person. Mm-hmm. It's impossible to think that way, But
the NFL also needs to have some meaningful decisions made. This game is now being played by young guys who have to live on the edge because of the way the game is. The contracts aren't guaranteed. There's no security. There's no long-term investment there. It's the NFL taking the bodies of young men, using them consistently, throwing them out in the public. The industry has become a $14 billion industry, and yet they're fighting your guys' medical bills tooth and nail to not pay them one by one by one. Mm-hmm. My argument is, hey, you know what? Acknowledge the game's violent, but acknowledge there's a lot of great things that come of it, and give these guys lifetime medical. I know it would cost a lot, but look at the industry of football. It's probably one of those burgeoning, healthy industries in America now.
No doubt,
they can afford to take care of their players.
Yeah, well, I think when I left the league, I was one of the fortunate ones. I was grandfathered into, so I got like $300,000 of premium to pay my premiums. So I've been at the game 12 years now. I've only spent $26,000 because it's in some kind of investment account, and the money keeps accruing. So from that standpoint, I pay my premium, and then the NFL pays me back. Now you have to be able to pay your premium,
and you have to be fully vested, probably.
You have to be 3 years and 3 games in the league, no doubt. But so I think they're trying to do some things. I was on the NFL Players Association for many years. I used to argue against guaranteed contracts because if we had guaranteed contracts, what you see in the Pro Bowl is what you would see on day-to-day because guys would know I'm getting paid no matter what.
Yeah, right.
And it wouldn't be the same game that you have now. So, certainly this league is very, very profitable and doing great, and there's always more you can do. When you see guys who are struggling, there's no reason to be a former NFL player and to be struggling when this league is as rich as it is, you know.
Yeah.
But, not saying that they should babysit and take care of everybody, but at the same time, there's ways that you can take care of guys to get them into something where they can take care of themselves without, babysitting guys.
Yeah, I'm smiling here because your man, just to explain to the audience, like you ever see when Puff Daddy, P. Diddy's doing his bit, there's somebody walking alongside with an umbrella or a case of Ciroc. Tim's walking around with a guy carrying jewelry. Right.
Yeah, let's talk about K Jewelers, actually. He's here on behalf of K Jewelers, and you're wearing the Hall of Fame ring.
The Ring of Excellence, they call it.
Wow.
So K Jewelers is the official jeweler of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They actually did my wedding ring, which my wife says is the most important ring that I own at this particular point in my life. So we've been telling everybody, hey, look, this Sunday is going to be hugely important for all the men in the house. Super Bowl Sunday, but the following Sunday is going to be Valentine's, so we got to return the favor and go out and
get your wife a Super Bowl ring.
No, updo it. Yeah, somebody else just said the same thing.
Well,
you got to go and upgrade her band, man.
There you go.
Upgrade her.
Did you upgrade your band?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
Nice.
Silver and black, baby.
Look at that. I think it's sharp.
Thing.
K.com, by the way. Stop by a K Jewelers or go to K.com and take advantage of some great deals. Find the perfect gift for Valentine's Day.
Hey, Tim, where's your man? He was nervous the whole time. Then we start pitching it, and he left.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, Hall of Fame.
She's the one who wants that.
As long as you got witnesses.
Well, the Hall of Fame was long overdue. Congrats on an awesome career, man. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Way to go, Tim.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, no, you look like
touchdown, Tim Brown, right there.
You look, you still got it.
We keep it going, man.
Could you catch 2 passes in a game Sunday?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Because you look good.
Yes. Wait a minute. Are they hitting me? When they're hitting me, then no. But I can definitely catch the balls.
The football version of Mr. 3000, right? They take away Tim's catches.
All
He's
right.
got to come back for 2 more.
We got Dwight Clark coming up in a few minutes. The great Tim Brown. Always great to see Tim on the Sports Leader. All right, man.